What's up, World Wide Web? It's your boy, Marlon O Bennett. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hey, listen, it's a beautiful morning, right? I'd say a fall morning. It's not fall yet, not officially, but it's the weather we're having over here on the East Coast in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It's like the perfect fall day, guys. I got the windows wide open. I'm looking out the window up over the trees. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. I had you guys know I got a cat. I had my cat outside a few minutes ago. Normally, my cat, when I open the door to come back inside, she usually comes right back inside. But today, when I opened the door to come back inside, my cat looked at me like, nah, you go ahead. I'm going to stay out here for a minute. That's how nice it is outside. I had to chase my cat back inside, guys. Anyway, that's how nice it is outside. Hey, guys, listen. This morning, right? Well, first of all, good morning to all you guys. And thanks again for stopping by, for you guys on my list. What I want to talk about today, guys, is well, a lot of people, I've done videos on this before, and a lot of people still ask the question. I get this question, and a lot of people ask me, or have asked me, what is an automated sales funnel? What is an automated sales funnel? And today, again, I talk about it all the time, but I'm going to talk about it again, and I'm going to give you guys the simple definition of what an automated sales funnel is, because I think some people, again, we tend to overcompensate or complicate things, should I say? And that's what happens in this process. People get they just blow everything out of proportion, and people just don't understand. But it's really, really simple. And again, I'm going to walk you guys through the entire process, right? Now, let me say this. And one of the other reasons I do this is because I don't think a lot of people realize how many new people are coming online every single day looking for ways to make money online, looking for ways to make money on the internet, and looking for ways to make money from home on their computer. Thousands, literally thousands of people are coming online every day, and we all know the reasons vary for that. But I can tell you that I think most people now, the way that things are just trending in society and in the world, they're looking for ways to do their own thing, to make their own money online. And when you understand this simple process, you can do it. You know what I mean? I talked about some of the things you would need, and we'll be talking about them more. I've talked about them in the past. But if you can do this, and you can establish an advertising budget that doesn't have to be very large. And I talked about those things, and I'll be talking about them again. You can do what I'm about to show you guys, okay? And for you guys on the list, you've seen this maybe before. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? In school, you remember when you were in school and you kept going over the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? The reason why is because at some point in time, every time you see something, sometimes you have to see it 2 or 3 times before it makes sense to you. And I think the overcomplication of it is what happens when you don't see it oftentimes enough, and you just get lost in the sauce. Okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why that happens in 1 second. But first, guys, I'm already on the page where this entire process starts. Okay, when you talk about automating um, uh, your sales process and what an automated sales funnel does. Okay, you're right here at the front door of where that particular process starts. And what I wanted to say was, well, what I wanted to add was an automated sales funnel, right, is exactly what it says it is, right? Is what it does is it's a funnel, right? That's strategically designed to automate the entire process from start to finish, from collecting the emails, addresses, and or names, if you would like, following up with your potential prospects, creating, should I say, content and relationships, and ultimately closing the sale. Okay, if that makes sense. And this is where it starts. So let's assume that you guys had this page right here. You own this page. You've created it, or you've had it created for you, and you're ready to go out and start putting your automated sales funnels to work for you. This is where it starts, people, right here. Once a person opts into your list, guys, they will be they will be on what's known on your back office and what's known as the contact management system, right? But before that happens, or as it's happening, it's already done. This should already be done. You're creating content, okay? Because you want to be able to follow up with the people that came onto your list. As you guys can see right here, right, guys, this is just some of the content that I've created. And this is just not even the last month, guys. This is the kind of content that I create. Okay, I'm going to load a few more so you guys can see. Okay, so why do you want to create content, right? Why? Because you want to move that particular person along, uh, and this could be what we could call a cold list that you're marketing to, and they opted into your page for a reason, because they were probably most likely interested in what it was you were speaking of, right? What you were talking about right here. Obviously, they were interested in it, so they opted into that page. When you start creating this kind of content and following up with that list, that's how you're ultimately going to be able to make sales. And the way that that's done when you're creating this content is through what's known as a follow-up. I call it a drip campaign. You can call it you can call it what you want, email follow-up campaign, drip campaign, but this is what it looks like, guys. Okay, as you can see, when the person entered here into my capture page, and I'm using this as an example, the very first thing I send them is a welcome email. Okay, a welcome email. And you can see in fact on day 0 I send them 2. Okay, but then you can see I kind of space them out. There's day 1, or should I say there's just one. They're sent in this order, and you can see I have them spread out over time. Okay, and I think in this particular campaign I only have about 22 messages, but I have them spaced out. And what they're doing is they're following up with every single person that comes through or into my funnel. It's automatically going out and sending them these emails. You can see the titles I have up here, and you can see what days they go out. And what happens is I can come inside here in my software, I can delete messages, I can edit messages, I can view them, I can send them to myself and check them and make sure, typos and everything of that nature. And I can do that by doing this. So that's how that process works. Now, if it's so simple, then why do people overcomplicate it? For many reasons, right? But let me tell you what happens most often. You guys remember back, I believe it was 1999, right? With JFK, with John Kennedy Jr. Tragically, he was in a very tragic airplane accident, and very, very tragic. What happened to John Kennedy Jr. was what's known as spatial disorientation. And with spatial disorientation, it most likely occurs when an aircraft is over water, and it's more prevalent to happen with a person. Well, it can happen to any pilot, but in John Kennedy Jr.'s particular case, he wasn't very, very, very experienced as a pilot, and so this spatial disorientation made it hard for him to differentiate the water, the body of water he was flying over, from land. Everything he couldn't differentiate the water, the sky from the land. It was just like a black hole. It was like flying into total darkness with no way to determine where you were going, what direction you were going, whether you were going up, down. That's what happened in that case. It was very tragic. But we, as internet marketers, particularly when we're brand new, and sometimes it took me not a couple of years, but it took me over 18 months to really, really come to terms and understand this. We suffer from spatial disorientation. We get lost, and it's like a black hole, and we start venturing off and doing everything and anything else that we don't need to be doing, as opposed to what we need to be doing. We start doing other things, right? Instead of focusing on this process right here, right? Capturing the names and email addresses of potential prospects who may be interested in your products or services, creating content talking about your particular product and service, why you like it, the benefits of it, okay, through an email campaign. That's it in a nutshell. That's an automated sales funnel in its entirety from start to finish, okay? But again, oftentimes we get the spatial disorientation, we just get lost, and then we start seeing something else that we think is better, right? So we'll move, we'll become what's known in this industry sometimes as a jumper. We'll go from one business opportunity thinking that the reason that one before, that's not working, so we'll try something else. All before you commit to this process. You have to commit to this process. And I talked about committing to this process in a lot of my videos. I talked a lot about vision. I talk a lot about passion. I talk a lot about purpose. But I talk a lot about a daily action plan. Okay. I talk more about that than anything else. Taking action. Okay. You know what I mean? That is what the core of internet marketing is all about. Okay, not long ago, you guys know I did a video on a spectator or player. In this industry, guys, it is about taking action, and sometimes you're going to fail. But if you continue to follow this process, you commit to this process, and you will fail forward. Okay, yeah, you're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. Hey, half of it, if not 75% of it, is a crapshoot. I mean, what you're doing is you're putting yourself out there, okay? You're putting yourself out on the World Wide Web where there are millions of prospects. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, okay? So I just wanted to revisit what an automated sales funnel was again. And I'm going to do it again because I want you guys to really understand this and understand that it's not as complicated as it seems. If you can collect name and email addresses, if you can follow up with those prospects that's coming onto your list, and you'll do that by creating content, then you can make money online. You can be successful at this. Just know that it is a process. You have to commit to it. And if you do, you will see the fruit of your labor. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, you know this is my first video, right, this morning on Monday, right? So it gets better as I go. My first video is I'm always a little hazy, but that's okay, guys. I'm committed to doing, learning, teaching you guys every step of the way. And by the way, I'll leave some of the things I'm doing in the description area below, guys. You guys are welcome to tap into it. Have any questions, you can call me, leave a voicemail if I don't answer, text me. Make sure you put question for Marlon in the emails if you email me or text, and I'll be happy to answer them for you guys. But just understand that, okay? And whatever you do, watch out for the spatial disorientation, okay, guys? Hey, that's my time. This is your boy, Marlon O Bennett, wishing you guys wisdom, peace, prosperity, and to living an internet lifestyle without limits. I'll see you guys on the next video.